Hey guys, welcome back. This is Carrie Mango, my last carry of the season. I hope everyone's having a great mango season. This is ice cream mango. I'm going to do a walkthrough because I have a lot of fruit trees holding fruit, and I'm also going to harvest some more mangoes. Season's almost over, so we'll pick some of those and then I'll show you everything else that's flowering and setting fruit. Chickens are settling in. We finally got some eggs yesterday for the first time. Super excited about that. So it looks like they're getting pretty comfortable here, and in about a week we'll let them free range. So where are we going to start? Let's start right here at, this is pink guava. I bought this tree at Home Depot a few years ago, and it's a beast. It's always producing guavas, and it's not a named variety, it's just pink guava, and it's sweeter than my other variety, which is Ruby Supreme. This one takes the cake, super delicious. This is a seedling, sugar apple seedling. If you guys know of any named varieties of sugar apple, please let me know in the comments. From my understanding, a lot of the nurseries just grow them from seed. So that's that, and this will be our first time growing sugar apple, so we'll see what happens there. This is a lemon Cattleya guava, looking super healthy. Back there, that's a diamond mango. Picked the only fruit off of this one last week, and fruit wasn't that good. I'm gonna be honest, guys. When I picked it, it was half ripe. Then I left it on the counter, I think, for too long, so it was a little overripe. I think we can do better next year. Here we have Cycropia, also known as gummy worm fruit, snake fruit. It's got a few names. Check out the fruit there. This is a small island here. We got red Suriname cherry, pineapple guava, and both of these have not fruited yet. Brown turkey fig and magnolia fig, and then we got samba papaya, my favorite tasting papaya. And back here there are some bananas. We'll talk a little bit more about bananas later. I have a few varieties of that. This is Carrie starfruit, and it's currently flowering, and it has already set some fruit as well. And it had a lot more on here, but it looks like it dropped a lot of them. I have two varieties of starfruit. The other one is Fuang Tung, which is the sweeter one in my opinion. The Carrie's a good one. This is Sweetheart Lychee, which is becoming one of my favorite fruit. I think is definitely in the top 3, and you can see the new growth here. I pruned this one back. We did get about a half a dozen of fruit. Delicious. And this is the one that they call chicken tongue. It's got a very small seed. Highly recommend this one. Again, guys, it's in my top 3 of favorite fruit, and I've had 3 varieties, known varieties of lychee, and Sweetheart has been my favorite so far. The other ones are good, they just have bigger seeds, so I think overall Sweetheart is the winner. This is a mulberry tree, and I have about 5 varieties of mulberry. This is a Shangri-La. Look at the size of this leaf. Look at this. Wow, this is the biggest leaf I've seen on this thing. It's massive. Excellent tasting fruit. This is the long fat fruit. Delicious. And we got a kumquat, unknown variety. It's a semi-sweet, not as sweet as the Miwa, which I also have that one. This is loquat, and then this is the other mulberry here. This is a Australian turkey mulberry, also has some big leaves, and the fruit is not as long as the Shangri-La, but it is a thick one. And this is a Tice, and this one's very similar to the Australian turkey. The fruit and the tree just looks identical. Same size leaf. This one is definitely a vigorous grower. This is Venus Mango. And I got this nice big one here, and this one's ready to come off. It's got some give to it. Let's do the bend test. Look at that. Venus Mango. Nice size, really big mango. Probably the biggest mango that we grow here. This is my Carrie mango seedling. I've been doing a seedling project for a little over 2 years now. This tree flowered, fruited, and I had the first fruit last week. Now, these are very small and they will get bigger. I'm sure they will. If you've been following, you know I did not water this tree. I've never fertilized it. It's past our harsh winters. This tree was not supposed to do all this, according to what you read online. So super excited about this variety. I'm not going to name it yet, and I'm not going to do any grafts or anything like that. I want to give it a couple more years of fruiting to really evaluate it. So far, I can just tell you right off the back, it's a delicious fruit. And I believe it is a Carrie mixed with a Namduk Mine number 4. But that's it. I'm just going to wait. I want to see if by adding water and feeding it some chicken fertilizer, if the fruit can get bigger. If the fruit get bigger, this is going to be a really good variety. So I'll stop right there on that, but stay tuned. I'll do a more in-depth video on the seedling. This is peach cobbler, and we're holding on to one fruit, which I'm going to do the bend test and see if it comes off, because it looks ready. It's nice and full. It's got the drips. It's got the brown speckles. Let's see. Nope, it didn't come off. We're gonna leave it alone. I like it to have some give, or at least as soon as I tilt it, it should break right here. That means the tree is still pumping some nutrients and sugar into this one, so we're gonna leave it there. Got some bananas, Oro Negro avocado. This is another one of my Malberries. This is a Thai dwarf, heavy producer. This is Grumi Chama, getting to about 6 feet now. Longan. I got 2 Longans. This one just started to push out some new growth. I got Kohala, and I forgot the name of the other one, Dancing Tangerine. And here is the other Longan. This one's got some fruit. Let me see if, yep, starting to get a little bit of give. So the fruit, probably can eat these fruit now. Let's take a look at orange sherbet mango, pushing out some new growth. And it looks like we got about another, say, a couple weeks, 3 weeks, and this will be ready to pick. Orange sherbet Carrie, my top mangoes. So orange sherbet Carrie, and then I'm going to put in there from number 3, we're gonna go Pickering. This is Glen, produced a little over a dozen fruit, mild. Overall, I give it 5 out of 10. Another seedling Carrie. I got to put this one in the ground. And this is ice cream mango. And I believe we have a small one ready. There was one that gave me some give here. And we're going to leave this one on. I'll leave them on for a little bit longer. Let me go back to what I was talking about. I was mentioning my top 3 mangoes, and it was orange sherbet, Carrie, and Pickering. I've had 25 to 30 varieties, somewhere around there. Top tier mangoes, from ice cream to dwarf Hawaiian to Venus. I am missing lemon meringue. I haven't tried. Lemon zest I haven't tried, and I haven't tried cac, which I've seen in a few videos recently that's becoming a top tier mango, or it was already, but this year I hear a lot of people saying good things about it. So I haven't tried those 3 that are considered top tier. So with that being said, I've tried the rest that people make videos about, coconut cream. So I think so far nothing's beat Carrie and orange sherbet. I just don't. Carrie is so consistent, and do not let, in my opinion, I do not like to let Carrie turn yellow. It's not a fruit that I want to eat when it's ripe. I want it to be still on the greener side. So what I do is I pick Carrie when it's hard and nice and full, and then in about 3 days it'll start to soften up, and then I'll wait a couple more days, and man, I don't know, I've gave it to a few people and it just blows their mind. Same thing goes with orange sherbet, consistent in flavor. And I've had the other varieties and they're not consistent in flavor, and they just don't have that thing that Carrie has. Something Carrie has something that the other ones don't quite have all the way. And orange sherbet has, what orange sherbet has, it's just a completely different taste in mango than anything else you taste. It's got the orange with that cream flavor, which is, out of all the varieties I've had, there's not a variety that has that type of flavor, so it stands out. And then I'll say Pickering. Pickering's just a consistent overall great producer, and I don't find it to be consistent in flavor. This year wasn't that good, but man, a really good Pickering is top notch for me, and it beats the other ones that I've had. And one other thing I'll say, and then I'll move on to show you the other trees. I've had multiple, so if I had 2 ice creams, I was able to judge them twice and at different times. So I'm not making my call just on one time trying the fruit. I've made sure I had at least 2 tries around different varieties. So we'll leave it right there. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite, and let's keep going. This is a winter Mexican avocado. No fruit on it this season. Florida House avocado, also no fruit. Struggling with the avocados. And we'll talk real quick about these bananas. I got about 22 varieties. So we got the Dwarf Namois, the Orinoco's, ice cream, the real blue Java, Lacatan, Mysore, Praying Hands. There's so many here. So far, the Dwarf Namois is my favorite overall producer. Stays short, doesn't come down during hurricanes. They stay pretty good, and good producer. Look, there's one right there. Check out the size of this flower that's coming out. So that's Namois. Let me show you. Check out the size of it. Let's just compare flower sizes real quick. So let's see if I can get in here. That's Namois, small, short, stocky, right? And look at the size of that flower. You know it's going to be a bunch of bananas. Now bear with me. Let's go all the way back here. Let's see. I wouldn't even dare compare the Namois to the blue Java bananas. It's kind of embarrassing. But let's go back in here. This is just because it's the only one that I have a flower coming out at the same time. Look at how skinny this is a ladyfinger. Huge difference. And the other ones are very similar. The Dwarf Namois seems to be the heaviest producer out of all of them. Like, look at the flower on this. This is pretty bad. Really small. Yeah, it disappears. The Namois is much bigger. So if I had to plant just one banana, redo this whole thing, Dwarf Namois is what I would pick so far. And then I'll take, you know what, I'll do this. If I'll do it all over again, Dwarf Namois for production flavor. And I also like the Orinoco. This is the Orinoco right here. Thick trunk. And this one's actually, as you can see it bulging here, it's going to produce a flower. Orinoco's excellent for cooking. And if you just want to eat it as like a dessert banana, you can eat it yellow as well. So my two favorite, Orinoco and Dwarf Namois. The other varieties are good, but the problem is we get hurricanes here in Florida and they just get a little too tall, and around that time they're holding racks, and if you don't prop them up, they're going to come down. Or you just got to have them in a protected area where the wind's not getting to them. But in my case, the tall ones tend to come down. I haven't had a tall one not come down yet, so pretty sad. But yeah, I like to keep the bananas as if they stay short, they do pretty good here. We got peaches here. The peaches actually did really good. There's a few varieties of peaches. This is the Meyer lemon holding on to some fruit. We'll make our way over here. Pickering mango. And this is for the pollinators here. We got some Turk's cap hibiscus, sweet almond. Needs to get cut back. There's a cranberry hibiscus here. There's some sugarloaf pineapple. The black Suriname cherries in here. Another miracle fruit. Miracle fruit is a must-have for any food forest. You try miracle fruit and then you do some like lemon juice. Oh man, it's the sweetest lemonade you've ever had. We got some black turmeric, some malanga toro that you're drowning right now, but seems to enjoy it. Barbados cherry, having a hard time setting fruit, but it does flower. Some more bananas, another pineapple there, and this is the heavy producer, Tropic Beauty peach. Heavy producer. The other variety that is really good in flavor is the Tropic Snow. So if you're looking for peach trees, Tropic Beauty, Tropic Snow, I recommend those. Let's take a look at these two islands here. So we got a Red Lady papaya, Cherry Rio of the Grand, and we got the Monstera, which also produces a fruit. And I've had the fruit, but haven't been impressed. It's just a little difficult to eat that one. Nice pineapple, store-bought pineapple is about to produce here soon. Some coffee. Patanga tuba has some flowers coming out. And we got another pineapple. And we got a red jaboticaba. In fact, let's go over to the Jabo land. This is Jabo land here. We got a Sabra, not fruiting yet. And this is my big red hybrid, which is currently, is that a flower coming out? Let's see. Yep, we got one flower coming out. And this one likes to flower when it gets a lot of rain. It'll start to flower. And then there's another Sabra back there. This is all overgrown. Can't wait to unleash the chickens in here. See if they can clean it up for me a little bit. I like to call this area the jungle. High density growing. So we got a Key West Mame. We got Molex Sapodilla. We got some bananas. The varieties back here, we got praying hands, apple, and then we come over here, some more bananas. These are Ratchapuri bananas. These get very tall. And this is Subel, white sapote, pushing out new growth. This one got hit really bad during the hurricane, so it's just now coming back. And this is a really nice plant to walk around the yard and munch on. This is a katuk. And right here, this is strawberry guava, not holding on to any fruit right now. This is Gary mango. I've had this one last season, gave it a 9 out of 10. Can't wait for this one to produce for us. This is a really good mango as well. This is overgrown. We're going to be changing things up here. Got some sugar cane, some cassava, some sweet potato. There's a lot going on here, and some dragon fruit going right behind Buddha there. So we're going to stop this video right here. This gives you an idea of what I'm growing here in Zone 9B, West Florida. Let me know in the comments if you got any questions about anything you've seen in this video. Hopefully I can answer that for you. And let me know in the comments, how's your food forest growing? I'll see you on the next one.